Whenever I tell anyone that I'm an engineer, I typically only get two responses. One is like a very, very interested, want to learn more, want to hear about my career growth and like my day-to-day life. And then the second one is like this weird intimidation factor where they try to like test me and see if like I'm actually an engineer. This one time when I was out in Boston was such a good example because there was this guy at the bar and he was like, oh, I'm a mechanical engineer. And I was like, oh, like me too, that's really cool. And he was like, yeah, like I studied at WPI. And I was like, oh, that's cool, like I went to UNH. And he was like, well, I went to WPI, so like my program was harder. And I was like, we have the same accreditation program and the same degree. I'm like, how is yours harder? Like, I don't get it. And he was just like, yeah, like, I don't know, like, I think it was harder for me to get my degree. And I was like, okay, whatever. And then he was like, yeah, also, like, I'm going to get my master's at Northeastern, like, I just applied. And I was like, oh, I already got my master's at Northeastern, actually. And he was like, no, you didn't. And I was like, do you think I'm lying? Like, what? And he was just like, yeah, there's no way that you got into Northeastern and you got your master's of engineering there. And I was like, I promise you I did. And it was just so weird, but it got even better when he told me what his current job was, because it was a job that I had gotten an offer for a year prior. So I knew exactly what he was making, exactly what his day-to-day looked like. And I told him that. I was like, I actually got a job offer for your exact role at the same exact company. And he was like, there's just no way. And I was like, yes, I did. I was like, you make X amount and like you work here. And he was just like, well, yeah, and like that's definitely more than like what you make. And first off, I was like, I don't really mean to flex on you, but like, I actually make a lot more money than you, but like, that doesn't matter. I was just laughing at this guy because he could physically not accept that like a woman could be in like his same career, in his same job, or like be doing better than him. One of the craziest conversations I've ever had. But honestly, it's just the reaction you get sometimes being in like a male-dominated field, and people can't handle it sometimes. Anyway, I've been seeing a bunch of women in STEM stories, so I had to share that one, but I want to see more. Bye!